This is the case study discussion for Pamela 43 for Counselling Therapies 2. Okay, so the methodology that I used for my counseling session was a solution-focused technique, and the reason I used this particular technique was because I felt that this was a brief and quick technique that we could use to gain some clarification around what Pamela was actually going through. I think during the counseling session it became very obvious that she had already made up her mind regarding what she wanted to do about the pregnancy. She said time and time again that she wasn't comfortable going through with it, and the miracle question actually solidified that for me, that she was actually not comfortable going through the pregnancy, even though it was something that she felt that her husband would oppose the termination of the pregnancy. She for herself did not want to go through the pregnancy and did not want the changes or anything that the pregnancy would actually entail in her life. Another reason for choosing the solution-focused technique was that she had a goal in mind, and that was she just needed. She had already made up her mind, and her dilemma was around whether or not she needed to tell her husband, and that became clear through the process of through the focus of the counseling session, because she kept saying that she knew what she wanted to do but was just worried about his reaction, about his take on the whole pregnancy and what it would entail. I think I used a bit of person-centered therapy to be able to build some rapport with her, so that she felt comfortable, so that she was able to actually speak about what she wanted, which was a highly sensitive issue. So she was able to speak about something in a very safe environment where she did not feel judged about having some very controversial views in some ways about what she needed to do, and a situation where she wasn't feeling like she had to be someone she wasn't, or say something that was expected of her. And I think it was very important to build trust and rapport at this stage, simply given the level of sensitivity that was needed to handle this situation. I think the solution-focused therapy, once again, was very the miracle question actually was very good, because it solidified for me what she wanted, and her goal was very clear, that she did not want to be pregnant anymore. So that was something that was clear right from the moment the miracle question was asked. I think as a counselor, I did not draw her out any further, so I didn't want to see what her long-term goals were, so we didn't have a clear picture of where she wanted to go, although we did talk about how she was ready to move on to the next part of life. It wasn't something that we focused too strongly on, and given the opportunity again, that's something that I would definitely do, which is ask her about the other options she might have considered, and the effectiveness of and use maybe the scaling question to see how important it was for her to actually have a baby in her life, and her relationship as well. Maybe have a comparison of what was going on, because she was once again very clearly focused on telling her husband as opposed to what her options were. She didn't even want to she had already made her decision regarding the pregnancy. It was all about what she wanted to do regarding telling him, or how she would approach the whole situation regarding telling him. I think the other area for improvement might have been the options, maybe having her talk through what it was about, the positivity of having the pregnancy, maybe looking at the positive aspects, because we tended to look at all the negativity, the negative aspects of being pregnant, but we didn't seem to look at any of the positive aspects. So maybe that was another area of improvement for me as a counselor, would have been to maybe do a comparison of what was so negative versus what was positive about the pregnancy, and maybe see if that is what the decision that she needed to make was. I think referral, I think definitely talking to a family therapist, so that she could actually, she and her husband could be in a safe environment where they could both view their both speak about what was going on and view and both get an opportunity to hear each other's point of view in an unbiased, non-judgmental environment. I mean, she spoke about maybe talking to a friend to come in, but instead an area of referral would have been to a a family therapist, or also maybe talking to someone who specialized in pregnancy counseling, so that for older women, so that they could talk about what the whole process entailed, and her husband could actually see where this was coming from. Because she kept saying that he may not actually see it from her point of view, that he may not actually see it from her point of view. I think overall she came up with a strategy as to what she wanted to do regarding the situation, because in many ways she had already made up her mind regarding the pregnancy itself, and what needed to be sorted out was what she was going to say to her husband and how she was going to say it. So I think the solution-focused therapy was actually a good brief way to brief sessions that she could actually deal with, and she had something that she needed to talk about to him. So any follow-up from there or anything else could have been could be in a follow-up session.